I'm Dr. Darren Howarth, and another question that's been coming in a lot recently would be due to the fact that Tahoe this last winter has been a crazy amount of snow, tons of snow shoveling, tons of snow removal, all that kind of stuff, and a lot of different types of injuries than normal, but some of the same things over and over again. So that topic I want to talk about would be tissue tolerance. So basically what tissue tolerance would be is just a matter of how much that your body can handle before it eventually breaks down. So I'll kind of show it here on a little drawing. So as you see there, that says injury. I don't know. Okay. So this line is when we start to get injured, have pain. So every day we do activity, there's a little bit of breaking down of the muscle or the body. And when we sleep, there's some recovery. And then if we're doing it again the next day, there's a little bit more of that tearing. Maybe not quite as much recovery, and maybe a little recovery there. Next day is a really big day, and then didn't sleep well, very little recovery, and then eventually now there's that injury line. So basically what that means is that recovery period makes a big difference, versus if you're doing something that's painful, then you recover, and then you can do it again, and then recover, and then same thing, back and forth. That would be ideal, that you're breaking things apart and it coming back to that starting point. That would be like a workout, going to the gym. You do arms one day, you give it a few days to recover, and then you do arms again later in the week, or whatever the case may be, versus snow shoveling or whatever activity that could be. I mean, working on the computer is, you do it for years and years and years, and that recovery versus deterioration eventually will get to that point, if there's not enough recovery, that it will become injured. So yeah, going back to the snow shoveling, of if you're doing it day after day after day and multiple times during the day, there's not enough recovery time that you're able to heal. You may not necessarily hurt that day or hurt that time, but eventually doing that same process over and over again will eventually, your body won't be able to manage it, and it will break down and cause injury somewhere. So that's why you've been seeing maybe some of these like other back injuries or wrist injuries, forearm, shoulders, all sorts of things, just because your body's not recovering every time in between activities, and so then it gets hurt. And so this idea of tissue tolerance has a lot of application for a lot of those injuries that aren't necessarily like, oh, I slipped and fell or car accident or whatever, but it's like, I've been working on the computer for 30 years and I've never had this problem before. That tissue tolerance is exactly what we're talking about, is eventually that recovery phase isn't meeting how much you're going down every day, and eventually it will get down to that point where injury occurs. So trying to make sure, in the sense of how to combat this, of one, make sure there's some good recovery time in there. Two, take care of yourself and try and help that recovery come back faster with various things, movement, treatment, nutrition, all of which are super helpful. Sometimes toning down how much activity you're doing on that area. Again, that's one reason why, like, diversifying your activity level or your activity in general, of what specific, don't do the same thing over and over again, is what I'm saying. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Trying to avoid some of these injuries, and as things are kind of getting out of the season, that you kind of move yourself towards a different activity and different motions. But if you have any questions, need anything, give us a call. Have any more questions, let us know. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.